Oh yes, it's time for the afternoon boxing talks. I'm gonna have to make a thumbnail for the afternoon boxing talks. I just been using the old one from before the sky blue joint. I'm gonna have to make a new one for the afternoon boxing talks in 2026. Just got out the gym, had the post workout meal. It was bleeding outside. I don't know where y'all at, but it's cold where I'm at. It's real cold. I usually smoke a cigarette before and after the workout. Usually it's a ritual. Smoke a little bogey before I go in and smoke a bogey when I come out, but not today. No, sir. Not today. It was bleeding outside. It was crazy. I had to stay in that mid area right before you go outside. So apparently Javante Davis has not been caught. We was talking about it last night. That was a fraudulent report. Somebody on Twitter made that shit up. They didn't actually catch him. So that means that right now he's a fugitive. Every moment that warrant for your arrest is out, and it's a matter of public record that people are advertising it. It's news. Every moment that he doesn't turn himself in, he's basically a fugitive. He's on the lam. Where because we was talking about it yesterday. What it do, Irishman? No, not really, bro. I used to go live at this time before. I used to go live in the afternoon too. I used to do afternoon lives, and I was thinking, I said it yesterday. If you didn't catch it, that after the workout, it takes me a while to get settled to start pumping out episodes of the relay. So I was like, what's something quick that I could do? What is something quick? And I could go live because that's what I used to do. I used to go live in the afternoon. We used to do the afternoon talks. Very rarely the morning talks. Like, nah, I want to talk to y'all in the morning. I talk to y'all after I get out the gym. But bang, here we are with the afternoon talks. And yeah, apparently Javante Davis was not arrested yesterday. The warrant for his arrest was published yesterday, but he wasn't actually arrested. It turns out somebody made that shit up. That's more of that dumb Twitter shit that people be doing, man. People get a little blue tick on Twitter and start trying to come up with their own news and all that. Like, what's the matter with you, dog? Like, you don't got nothing more productive to do with your time than to be making shit up. What it do, Filipino? What it do, Jermaine? We out here. But yeah, he didn't get caught. He wasn't arrested because we was talking about that yesterday, but apparently somebody made that shit up. So, every moment that warrant for his arrest, and they've hired those US Marshals to try and locate him, he's basically a fugitive. He's basically on the run because he has to have seen his social media. They have to have gotten in contact with him to let him know that, yo, there's a warrant out for your arrest. You may as well turn yourself in. Don't drag this out. Don't make this difficult. He was not arrested. He need to turn himself in. Jack, what it do? KT, what it do? He need to turn himself in so that he could start that process. Do bond himself out and get your lawyers, see what they could do. I mean, it's not looking good for him, and we've been all through that. That if the stuff that is being reported is true, and they got corroborating video, that's a slam dunk, homeboy. That's what that is. That's a slam dunk. It ain't a whole lot more to it than that. They got your ass. And I'm going to talk about it later. I don't want to talk about it too much now here on the talks because I wanted to do a little segment on it later on. There's another article about it where they really get into the details of what happened, and I wanted to do a segment on that. So I'm not even going to focus on that here. Right here, we're going to talk about Benny Boy, Ben Shalom. Apparently, Ben was talking shit about Eddie Hearn and Dalton Smith. He was saying that Eddie Hearn and Matchroom failed Dalton Smith because they didn't win the purse bid for the Subriel Matias fight. That's what he was saying. They tried to get his reaction to Dalton Smith's win this past weekend. And he had to pop shit. He had to throw some shade. And what he basically said was they let Dalton Smith down by not winning that purse bid. Near as I could tell, that was a genius. That was a genius business decision, not overspending for that fight. Remember, you throw a bunch of money at that thing, right? Most of that money is not going to your fighter. Remember, Dalton Smith was the challenger going in. Subriel was the champion. So you put up 15, whatever. If you would have put up anything in excess of 1.9, which was the winning bid, that was Fresh Productions' winning bid. If you put up more money than that, than they did, most of that money is going to Subriel because he's the champion. But I think 75% of it, that's the way it breaks down. When you go to a purse bid, the splits are assigned. And I believe that it's about 75-25. You could tweak it. You could get it to 70-30. I've seen that. But that's basically saying that once it goes to a purse bid, if you throw a lot of money at it, that money not going to Dalton. Most of that shit going to Subriel. So if you're Matchroom, why the fuck would you want that? Either Ben is a fucking moron. Either Ben Shalom is a moron, or he was just looking for some shit to say. He was just looking for some negative shit to say. Because that was a great strategy by Matchroom. Granted that it doesn't look good when you lose purse bids. There are nuances to the situation. Do you want to end up paying Subriel more than you pay your own fighter? Why? Right? And Dalton ended up winning the fight anyway. He ended up winning the fight anyway. So Matchroom didn't have to come out of pocket any of their own money. Dalton won the fight. He leaves New York and he leaves the United States with the belt. I would say that's a fucking slam dunk. I would say that's perfect. That is perfect. You ain't had to spend no money. Y'all got a belt. He won the fight, and then y'all out of there. That's perfect. But Ben got to pop his shit. Ben Shalom got to pop his shit. Meanwhile, he got Adam Azim reheating everybody leftovers. He got him fighting Gustavo Limos. Whatever. He got to pop his shit. Earlier today, they announced that now Ben Shalom has a separate broadcast deal apart from the BBC deal. He has a separate broadcast deal that's supposed to be for pay-per-views. I don't know what network that's going to be. I don't know, but they made it clear that it's not BBC. What it do, Kelly? You know what I mean? What it do, Jack? We out here. They said he has a new deal, and it's like, what fighters on Boxer warrant a pay-per-view? You got a new deal with a separate broadcast partner to be able to do box office fights, but who under your banner is box office? What you gonna charge people extra to see? Jamie TKV? Is that it? That's it? Pay-per-view? Brits in the comments, let me know how y'all feel about that. Who does Boxer even have that you would put on a pay-per-view? What, Richard Riakporhe? Frazier Clark? Who y'all got? Adam Azim? Lauren Price. Lauren fucked up, man. They just can't let that. Yeah, bro. Yeah, Dolomite. And they should, because the people have spoken. I guess, bro. I guess Filipino. It must be Eubank. I can't think of a fight, even a British fight, that Boxer would do as a pay-per-view. Who, fam? Who? That got to be to accommodate Chris. Now that you mention it, it must be to accommodate Chris, because Chris probably still gonna fuck with them. We know he don't like Frank. We know he don't like Eddie. You don't want to fuck with Vazerman no more, and I don't even think Vazerman is in promotion anymore. I guess that's to accommodate Chris, but Chris by himself. Okay, who is Chris gonna fight that is pay-per-view worthy? Who? Chris said he's going to super middleweight. We talked about it yesterday. I guess if Chris fights Canelo, that could be a pay-per-view, right? You could do that on pay-per-view. You could do that. You could do Hamza Shiraz, but Hamza's with Queensbury, so that's going to be a problem. Might actually be easier to do a Canelo fight on pay-per-view because Canelo's a free agent, so, What it do, Chino? What it do, Luisito? Que lo que niño? Aside from Chris Eubank Jr., that's it. And you talking about very specific opponents when it comes to Chris Eubank Jr. Like, yeah, got to be Canelo or Hamza Shiraz. Other than that, I don't know who he would fight on pay-per-view. I don't know, you know. So boxers just slugging along, basically, they. I feel that they were always doomed to fail. Personally, I feel that they were always doomed to fail. That there's no way that you can compete with Matchroom on DAZN and Queensbury on TNT, because TNT was still in boxing when they were still in boxing. Ben never had the bodies to compete with them. He never had the bodies. He had a nice little stable of up and comers and amateur standouts, but that was never going to be enough to compete with Matchroom or to compete with Frank. So a lot of it isn't even really his fault, but he is a weirdo. Like, I don't a lot of what happened, I don't actually blame him for it. What was you gonna compete with Matchroom with, bro? What? Frazier Clock? CBS, Chris Billum Smith. Yeah, I mean? Yeah, Chris Eubank peaked. Yeah, he peaked with the Ben fights. The way that he looked in the second one, he looked like an old man. I don't make excuses for him. People say that he was drained, whatever, whatever. But I'm just saying that it's you don't get better from that. It doesn't get better after that. You go to a higher weight with bigger men after you had to go through life and death with basically a welterweight. You don't now go to super middleweight and find the fountain of youth and are reinvigorated. Like, nah, it really don't work like that. You in your mid 30s. I feel like Chris did what he was going to do in boxing. His career may come and go without him ever winning an alphabet title from anybody. I don't see nobody up there he could win a title from. Pacheco and Shiraz are in line via the WBO. Christian Mabili and Canelo are in line via the WBC. The Cuban Oslis Iglesias is in line via the IBF. And Armando Resendiz is already crowned WBA champion. Chris don't beat none of those people. Not one. I wonder he will. I mean, like, Eddie can't help him, Chino. This is what I'm saying, that shit is real at 168, bro. It's a lot of hitters at 168. He can't beat none of them. Who he gonna beat? There's only one or two money fights left, none of which he wins. If he tried to win an alphabet title, okay, you finna lose. You ain't beating none of them. He should have retired off that loss to Connor, honestly. He should have retired off of that. Like, yo, I did what I could do. I made some money. I bought some jackets that have really big collars. I bought a lot of Louis Vuitton print. You should probably retire, homeboy. Probably should retire. You got Tyson Fury coming back. And unfortunately for him, what happened with AJ, he may not get that big money fight. Even if AJ decides to come back, it won't be for a while. I seen an interview with Eddie Hearn yesterday where he was like, AJ's going to take an extended time away from the sport. So Fury, if what got you off the couch and back in the gym was an AJ fight, yeah, that's fucked up, homie. You better go holla at Fabio. That's your best bet now. Shout out to Philippe. I feel like he should have retired after he probably should have, because he could have retired on a high. He would have retired the hero in that moment of the first fight. Because Chris was never really the good guy. He was never really the guy that you root for. But in that first fight, that's what he became because so many people didn't like Connor. So, like, yeah, you could have retired off of that, bro. And you probably should have. But hey, you got to make money in a rematch. Whatever, bro. I don't know what he's fighting for now. He's never been the kind of fighter that fights for titles. I said it yesterday, I'll say it again. You could have fought for a title at 160. You didn't want to do that. What, you gonna fight for one now at 168? Ha. Yeah, I did see Charlo hitting the heavy bag. I did see a video of him hitting the heavy bag. That dude is a drug addict, bro. That dude is a junkie. I suppose that you could make that fight, but that fight don't pay out the kind of money that Chris looking for, bro. Charlo name ain't worth nothing out here. It's not like you could say, yeah, it's a big transatlantic fight. The Americans will be interested and the Brits. No, that the Americans won't be interested. They will not buy that fight. They don't care about no Charlo Eubank. They will they'll crack stream that shit. They'll stream east that shit, but they don't care about that fight. Nobody care about the Charlo brothers, bro. At least not Jamal. The writing is on the wall with Jamal. That dude is a drug addict, bro. That dude is a junkie. You know? He's a junkie now. He dope fiend Charlo. There's ways to revive their careers, which is funny about the Charlo brothers. There is a way to revive their careers. It's just that they're not doing that. Like with Jermel, if you came back at middleweight and you fought a couple of guys and then you fought a Damas, people could get excited about that. If Jermel did that, like, yeah, you come back, you fight some tune-up kind of like cornflake Lamana guys, and then you challenge for a title, people would get excited about that. With Jamal, he always had the ability to fight in some tune-up fights. Like, yo, you tune up with a couple of guys, you fight Caleb Plant along the way, then maybe you fight Resendiz for a title, for his title, the WBA. The way is there, but them dudes is not about that no more. What it do, Papa Foundry? Conor versus Billy Joe? You talking about Billy Joe Saunders? Nah, homie. Yeah, I was throwing him out there as someone Eubank might actually beat. I don't even know, bro. Eubank was never a world level fighter. Even druggy Charlo might be too much. He was never a world level fighter, Chris Eubank, like ever. Closest he came to a world title was the IBO. Now we could say that Charlo isn't dedicated anymore, but is Chris? When was Chris ever dedicated to the craft? When was Chris ever a student of the game? How many years he went without a real trainer? Because he don't want to listen to nobody. So, that's a 50-50 fight, bro. That is a 50-50 fight. But that's what's going on with them dudes. For those that are just coming in, apparently we were wrong yesterday, and Javante did not turn himself into the authorities. That was just somebody on Twitter that made that shit up. That basically means that right now he's on the lam. He's a fugitive. That shit yesterday was up long enough that he should have seen it and he should have turned himself in. Because what he's been doing is avoiding detection as to not be served. Because once he gets served, it could turn into a criminal case. Apparently, the police, they just decided, fuck that shit. Put the warrant out. Fuck that shit. And now, it is a criminal case. Because you can't go to a bitch job, hem her up, drag her into the parking lot, through the kitchen, through the stairwell, through the parking lot. You can't do shit like that. That dude is fucking retarded, bro. I can't stress that enough. They're like, yeah, that dude is a retard, bro. That dude is an idiot. I did a video about Simon Jordan saying that Usyk is not box office. That's disrespectful, dog. That dude been fighting in the UK for like 5 years, bro. He's been the other half of a lot of fights that did commercially well. I think by now you could say that he's a bankable commodity in the United Kingdom. I think you could say that. I think we could say that. It's safe to say that. Usyk stays getting disrespected because he's not what people want him to be. He stays getting disrespected. The Americans don't like him because he's some Eastern Euro guy. I ain't even going to say that the Brits don't like him. I'm going to say that there are people in Britain that don't want to like him, Shout out to Dolomite. Well, Tank just got what he wanted. Yeah, he wanted to be Billy Badass, bro. He wanted to be Gangstalicious. People try to make a correlation between boxing and street life, but boxers are not street people by proxy. They're not. A guy like Javante Davis, for example, would have spent the majority of his formative years boxing in amateur tournaments. That's what he spent his formative years doing, boxing in amateur tournaments. And he's been boxing all throughout his adolescence and his 20s and now coming up on his 30s. That's not a street person. He's not a street person. Maybe it's some street people around him, but he is not a street person. You wasn't out there selling crack, okay? Let's stop. You wasn't out there selling crack, selling weed, flipping birds. No, you wasn't out there shooting out. You wasn't out there doing none of that. Not a street person. Jordan just says shit for headlines. Yeah, he do. I could tell that. He say shit. He says shit to piss people off, you know? He say shit to piss people off. It's like the Broner shit, though. What I always say about Broner. Broner is not a street person. You glorify stereotypes and street shit, but you're not a street person. Like, what makes you a street person? Because you live in a bum ass ghetto? A lot of people live in a bum ass ghetto, bro. That don't mean they doing nothing in them streets. Like, that don't mean you doing nothing. What? Because you shot dice at a couple of dice games? You're not a street person. You know? And I don't like the implication of that. What? That everybody that lives in an impoverished neighborhood is a street person by proxy? No. There's lots of people that live in lots of fucked up neighborhoods. That don't mean they street people. Unless you out there selling crack, selling coke, selling weed, shooting out, shooting dice, fucking bitches in a staircase. He probably did that. But who don't do that? You're not a street person, bro. You're not a predicate felon. You not, you know what I mean? Like, you're not none of those things, bro. Get the fuck out of here. Broner is a prime example of hood life and boxing. He fucked himself up. Dude. Yeah, kind of. Like, it's like he wanted to perpetuate a negative stereotype. Basically, that he went out of his way to present himself as something that you really not a street person, Broner. Just because you know motherfuckers that be in the street, what do you do in the street? Do you sell crack? You sell coke? You sell fent? You sell perk? What do you be doing in the street that you a street person? Gangstalicious? What? You a boxer, homie. You a sports ass guy. You a sports ass guy. And a lot of guys is sports ass guys. You know? But motherfuckers got an infatuation with the streets, which I don't understand because shit, as far as I knew, the goal was always getting off the streets. Fuck you want to stay in a, like, what you want to be in a hood for? For what? That shit is a punishment. Remember the pack fight? Doing it for the hood? Yeah, I remember that. He doing it for the hood. Man, fuck the fucking hood. I don't give a fuck about the hood. I say that shit, man, listen, I don't give a fuck. Because the hood don't give a fuck about me. The hood don't love nobody. What you think? It love you? It love you, Bronor? Y'all know he beat that boy. I always thought Broner was a fucking cornball. Fucking cornball. Wanna be rapper, putting out mixtapes and shit. You a clown, homie. You are a clizam. And you ended up exactly like I said you would, because I said that shit over 10 years ago. That motherfucker gonna end up in the gutter. I said that shit over 10 years ago. Exactly. Anybody actually yo, I'm trying to tell you, Jermaine. Motherfucker don't want to live in the projects. Why the fuck would I want to live in the projects? Why would I want that? Some people got to deal with that. Somebody got to live with that. And it's all well and good because your circumstances are what they are. But why would you want that? Where you got Broner that, you know, like it's like you're trying to perpetuate that shit. Man, it don't make no sense. Shout out to my man Sorrow. I'm drinking some beers when Tank get arrested. What if it be like the Harrison Ford movie, bro? And he's like on the lam going across the country. He's on his big wheel and shit, going across America. You know what I mean? What if he get on his big wheel like Bobby from Bobby's World and he just get the fuck up out of here? Sophie, what it do? For those that don't know, Let me tell y'all something about Sophie. She don't know that I know this about her, that she's a fine motherfucker. She don't know that I know that, but I know that. I pulled up your file. You a fine motherfucker. Mm-hmm. Fine motherfucker. Mm. She too strong for some of y'all though. Like she for real with the shit. She in the military. I don't know if she's one of the Marines, but I know she in the military. Fuck your ass up. She'll fuck you up. Fine as shit. Mm-mm-mm. Shout out to Sophie. I can't tell what that emoji is. That look like Eeyore. I don't know what that is. But back to Broner. Yeah, like I never liked that about Broner because to me Broner was always a poser. I always looked at Broner as a poser. If you from the hood, then you trying to get out, fam. Simple as that. Where Broner was like, I'm going back to the streets. For what, bro? Fuck you gonna go back to the streets for? You got people giving you millions and millions of dollars so you can have bum ass boxing matches where you don't even do nothing. How many millions of dollars did Showtime blow trying to revive your bitch ass career? How much money did they waste on that fucking guy, man? How much? And he burped it and farted it for the hood, you know? Get your reading glasses out, man. For what, bro? What I'm reading. Sophie can take you. Yeah, Sophie will fuck somebody up. Like that ain't cap neither. She finding a motherfucker, but she'll fuck you up. I read her file. Dangerous, bro. She's like Jason Bourne. All that shit. So basically, Javante Davis has taken a play out of the Broner, out of the Broner playbook more than the Mayweather playbook. That yeah, Javante's ending up more like Broner. You know, like with Broner, and I don't put this out there to promote negativity. It's just the way that he's going, something bad could happen to him. The way that Broner is going, like, yeah, something bad could happen to him because you under the influence everywhere you go. You might talk to somebody the wrong way or something. Like, yeah, something bad could happen to Broner, unfortunately. And Javante, that's the route that you going. I do think that psychologically something is wrong with him because I think that psychologically something has to be wrong with you for you to keep doing the same thing. Like you costed yourself life altering money, generational wealth. Costed yourself that over a bitch you wasn't even with no more because the article said that by the time all that shit happened in October, they wasn't even together anymore. Leave that bitch alone. They wasn't even together anymore. Fuck you want from that bitch. But that's more dumb shit. More dumb shit. You a sports guy, bro. You not a predicate felon. You not Nicky Barnes. You not Nino Brown. You not none of that. You a boxer. You box. Focus on boxing. Stop trying to be gangstalicious. You not gangstalicious, bro. Nah, they don't. I am working, Sophie. What is you talking about? What is you talking about? Country's working. He just fucking off at the job. He's in the broom closet listening to the relay. He in the broom closet. So we got a Golden Boy promotion show this weekend. It's not a big one. It's not a major one. I'm gonna go live for it, but just because it's fights, right? I'm gonna go live for it. But this weekend is actually pretty dry because outside of that show, there's not a whole lot going on. There's nothing on Saturday that I know of. I saw an article where they said that the Golden Boy DAZN deal is actually already up. I didn't know that. It was from Dan Raphael. They said that the deal is already up. It's been up for 3 months. That's what it said. And they going through this bullshit with Virgil and Rick and Oscar. And it's like, man, get the fuck out of here, bro. Get the fuck out of here. Making fights does not have to be difficult. Y'all make it difficult. It doesn't have to be difficult. Shout out to my man, Uncle Jack. I'm here to cater to the people. You know, making fights don't have to be hard. It's hard because there are competing interests. It's hard because people don't want to be realistic about the money. I seen somebody say it yesterday. I think it was a T Street controversy. He said it about Boots and Virgil. He said the same thing I've been saying. If you did that fight on pay-per-view, I don't think it does 200,000 right now. I do not. I don't. Virgil is not big time. Boots is getting there, but he's getting there. The numbers are looking good, especially the ones that are coming out of Atlantic City. But them dudes is not in a place where you put them on pay-per-view and they bring you back 300,000 bars. Like, nah. That fight is for the hardcores, man. That fight is for people who really watch a lot of boxing. That fight is not for casuals. Casuals don't know them dudes. Casuals don't know Virgil. You know? So on one end, maybe now is not the ideal time to make that fight, perhaps not. But because it's the broadcaster that is requesting it, that's more reason for y'all to fall in line, bro. The people that give you a budget want this fight. What's more important? Protecting his O or having a home for the rest of your fights? I don't think promoters are realistic about the state of boxing today. Killing the excitement for, yeah. Nobody really wants to be realistic. You know why? Because they would have to accept that it's somebody's fault. That's why nobody and we are talking about American boxing, bro. We are, Uncle. Nobody's realistic about what's going on because then you got to blame somebody. Somebody has to be at fault that, okay, if all these networks left and boxing is falling to the background, who fault is that? Nobody going to step up and take that blame. I don't blame the promoters more than I blame the fighters and the managers. To me, they're really the ones at fault. To me, the fighters and the managers. Why? Because the fighters wanting so much money all the time is why there's so many pay-per-views. Fighter wants so much money, the networks say, well, we ain't gonna give you that. We'll give you this, and you could get the rest on pay-per-view. And that's how we end up with that shit. Oscar and Rick ain't fooling anyone. They've been, it could be that too, Emma. It really could. I said that 2 days ago, Emma. I said that 2 days ago. That they could be two sides of the same coin playing good cop and bad cop. You know? That could be that. They're like, y'all just acting like y'all beefing for the cameras, for the optics. Y'all just acting like y'all beefing. In reality, y'all are two sides of the same coin playing good cop and bad cop. Could be that. Either way, it doesn't produce the fighting. Y'all know, because I have a habit of repeating myself. I never thought they was going to fight next. I never thought that was going to be the next fight. So I'm not really disappointed. That fight is not, I'm not saying that they need to build it up, right? I'm not saying that you need to marinate it. I'm just saying that fight is not Golovkin Canelo. That fight is not Maypac. That fight is not Spence Crawford. That fight is not Bivol Better Beef. That fight is not Usyk Fury. It's not in that stratosphere for me. It's just a good fight that you could make, but it's not, to me, it's not a super fight. It's not. Shout out to Chino. What about if Richardson? What about Richardson Hitchens, man? I could go the rest of my life without watching one of his fights. I could go the rest of my life without watching him fight, bro. Be real with you. He fucked himself. I did a couple of videos on it that you had it made, bro. You had it made. Where Mayweather left your career in the garbage and didn't want to use you for nothing, he just left you sitting there collecting dust. Eddie Hearn, Matchroom, they rescued your career, bro. They got you to a title, and look at how you thanked them. That's why I blame the fighters. That's why. He's a great example. He's a great example. They set you up real good. You're fighting on a regular basis. They're putting the money in your pocket. Little by little, you're achieving relevancy. You just got to keep holding up your end of the bargain. What do? You jump the gun, you leave Matchroom, you say, I'm a free agent, and they looking at him like, yo, dog, like, how you gonna do us like that? We rescued your fucking career. So I wouldn't be mad if they don't sign him. The only thing he has, Chino, the only thing he has of any value is that he has a belt. Take away that belt, ain't no reason to even be talking about that dude. Shout out to Domo. Some boxing talks? Yeah, yo. Well, it's lunchtime over here. I just got out the gym. It's lunchtime over here. You know? I wouldn't be mad if they don't do nothing with him moving forward. If they don't do nothing, like what is there to say? You already showing what kind of you already showing that you are ingrate. When Mayweather, Mayweather had a lot of guys. Richardson Hitchens was one of them. That he wasn't using them for nothing. They was just sitting on the shelf collecting dust, begging for a fight date. Jahan Ingram, Richardson Hitchens, and a couple of other kids that they wasn't using them for shit. Matchroom didn't have to come in and sign you. They saved your career. Nobody would be talking about you right now if it wasn't for Matchroom. Nobody. And what do? At the drop of a hat, oh, I'm a free agent now. I'm a free agent. All right, go be free. Shout out to Sophie. Work hard and become a leader. Be lazy and never succeed. Proverbs 12:24. Cheers, Ring IQ. Hardworking man. Hello to all the OG. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of love for Sophie. Sophie's been with this channel for so many years. I would buy her a gift, but I wouldn't know where to send it. She is the gift, you know? Shout out to Sophie. But yeah, like he's just an ingrate. And if you notice, when I talk about a lot of these situations, that's what I'm trying to get across. That a lot of the fighters are ingrates. Teofimo Lopez, your career did not make itself. Top Rank groomed you, but you're an ingrate. Richardson Hitchens, same thing. And it's a lot of that, especially among Americans. It's a lot of that. They're like, yeah, a lot of the time the fighters are just assholes and ingrates, you know? It is Keith Connolly's fault, honestly. He told Edgar to do the same shit. You don't got to be Telly Savalas to know where they got it, where Edgar Berlanga and Richardson Hitchens got it in their head. Yo, let's be free agents. Keith thought, let's cut Eddie out the picture and let's work with Turkey directly. Bad idea, homie. Bad idea. Well, what Eddie said, Emma, is that they were helping him with the Jermaine Ortiz fight. They were helping him when they were gonna do that. And DAZN stepped in, the platform stepped in. This is according to Eddie Hearn. And they was like, nah, we don't want to use him. We don't want to use him. They wanted to use Keyshawn Davis. So if he fights Oscar Duarte, you probably gonna get fucked up. Probably gonna get the shit beat out of you. Oscar is on the juice. He ain't get popped yet, but that dude is on the juice. You fight that dude, might fuck your ass up. And even if he don't fuck you up, even if you win, he already said he wants to leave 140 to go to 147. Richardson Hitchens said that. You go to 147, bro. Them dudes is gonna ignore you. They're gonna ignore you. You're not gonna get to sit at the cool kids table, bro. You not. Them dudes is gonna ignore you. You want to be part of the Breakfast Club. You want to sit with Monty Ringwald and Judd Nelson and Ali Sheedy and Emilio Estevez. You know, Hitchens. No, motherfucker. No. Don't. You know what I could go for? This what you could do for me, Hitchens. This what you can do for your boy Jules. Fight Brian Norman. Winner has to Winner retires from boxing and works at the Amazon warehouse. Give me Hitchinson Richards versus Brian Gore-Tex. There you go. There you go. That's a fight. I'll watch that. Hitchens think we want to see him fight in these boring ass fights. We just gonna move and jab. Nobody want to see that shit, bro. Nobody want to see that shit. Nobody want to see karaoke Mayweather. Karaoke Mayweather fights. Nobody want to see a Mayweather cover band. You understand that shit? Motherfucker want to see a dude that fight like Mayweather. He will go to YouTube and watch highlights. Y'all need to get your own identity and stop trying to be him. All pure boxers should be banned. Yo, for real. That's the best shit I heard all day. All them dudes, the only reason you see this influx of movers and jabbers is a direct byproduct of Floyd Mayweather's influence. They trying to be like him. But what they not understanding is even in his prime, motherfuckers didn't like him. He was the bad guy. He was not beloved. He was not adored. He had fans. He did have fans. But he was not adored unanimously. So when you trying to be him, they're going to have the same problem with you that they had with him. Worse, though, because you're not even as talented as him. Dumbass shit. Give me Richardson Hitchens versus Brian Norman or Raymond Castanionis. I'll take that too. I want to see y'all in some good fights. You know? I want to see y'all in some good fights. Shout out to Domo. Motherfucker was on Twitter talking about wanting 3. Yeah, like, yo, you wildin'. 3 M's for Dev. Whole time motherfuckers need to waive the subscription fee for the year to even want to watch them. Yeah, bro. He said they offered him 2 for Keyshawn Davis, which is already, them giving you 2 mil is already overpaying you. Because if yo, dog, if you do a fight at the Hulu Theater, it's not gonna generate 2 mil. So them giving you 2 mil for Keyshawn, yeah, that's already overpaying you. Now we wanted 2.5 or 3. No, what you wanted was to not fucking fight, and now you not fucking fighting. Is somebody gonna give you? You know my question, Domo. Is Golden Boy gonna give you 2 mil for Oscar Duarte? Is they gonna give you 2 mil? Nah, right, Brody. You'll be lucky you get $1 million for that fight. You'll be lucky. You're not gonna convince me that if you take that fight with Duarte, Oscar is gonna give a free agent 1.5 or even I don't think Oscar giving you $1 million to fight no fucking Duarte, because I don't think Duarte is worth that much to him. No. You think Oscar over there in his house sitting at the foot of his bed, I gotta get Duarte this title shot, I gotta give him this title? No, fam. That he would give you $1 million? No. Now if you would have stayed your dumb ass at Matchroom, Eddie could have got you $1 million. He could have got you that. Shout out to Emma. Hitchens thought he made it. He thought he was that guy. We hell yeah, I respect Dalton more. Dalton really got it out the mud. Dalton did what Dalton did is the way you want it done. He came to America. He fought the fearsome champion. He was the away fighter. He was at the disadvantage. He was the underdog. And what he do? He didn't just beat him. He knocked him the fuck out. Shout out to Dalton Smith, yo. Smith! You know what I'm saying? But now they trying to put Puello on him, and I'm mad. They trying to put fucking Puello on him. Like, man, nobody want to see Puello fight. How the fuck is he the mandatory? He coming off a loss. I'm mad about that shit. But yeah, you know, Hitchens fucked up, man. Berlanga fucked up. Hitchens fucked up. It's worse for Hitchens though because Hitchens actually has ability. Berlanga sucks ass. Like, bro, it wouldn't have mattered if you re-signed a Matchroom anyway, bro. You ass. But Hitchens, you actually had ability. You had a workable. Your situation was tenable, and the only reason it's all fucked up now is because of you. Golden Boy barely has a network. Why the fuck would they give a boring free agent any M's for that fight? If Oscar would even do it, you know, Hitchens confirmed that they trying to put him in the Duarte fight. He confirmed that, and Eddie also mentioned it too. So they trying to do it, but you smart. You know Oscar not gonna give, bro. Oscar not gonna kick out $1 million to Hitchens. No, no. You know why? Because if you giving Hitchens $1 million for him, then you got to give Duarte something, right? And what you telling me you spending 1.5, 2 mil on these guys? One that ain't even signed to you. Yeah, I don't believe that shit. I don't believe that shit. Brody, you just fucked up. That's it. If you would have re-signed a Matchroom, Eddie probably would have made sure that you get at least 1 M per fight as a defending champion. He would have made sure. The way you doing it, I think Oscar probably giving you, if he gonna give you something, he probably gonna give you in between 6 and 7, and that's if you're lucky. That's if you're lucky. You're not gonna convince me that Oscar about to kick out $1 million for a fighter that he don't have under contract. Yeah, right. Yeah, right, homie. Shout out to Domo. Oscar be yoked up, but he's a capitalist. Of course. Of course. Nobody, like Eddie did you a solid, man. He was looking out for you, like, but you don't bite the hand that feeds you. That's what they say. Don't bite the hand that feeds you. He bit that shit. At least yeah, Edgar did. But he probably spent all that shit by now. Spent that shit on ugly ass chains, trips to Florida, minks. It's like, bro, like, what's the smartest thing you could do, Edgar? The smartest thing. Just buy a couple of keys of coke, bro. This boxing shit, you're not gonna win. You don't beat nobody. But you can flip coke and you can shoot guns. You could be the biggest, dumbest coke dealer in Florida. Not really, because they'll probably fuck you up too. Go sell coke in Iowa. It's not a lot of competition out there. I don't think. Go sell coke. Go sell fentanyl in Wyoming. I don't think it's a lot of people out there. I think it has a population of 2,000. Take whatever money you made and go sell perp in Wyoming. This boxing shit, everybody beat your ass. Resendiz beat your ass. Mabilia beat your ass. Martinez will beat your ass. Shiraz already beat your ass. Canelo already beat your ass. He don't beat nobody at 168, man. No one. Stop boxing, bro. Go cut a reggaeton album. Go cut a reggaeton album. That's what you need to do, Edgar. That's the smartest shit. And Hitchens, like I said, Hitchens is the donkey of the year. Not the donkey of the day. He's the donkey of the year. Because your situation was actually tenable. And to a degree, you can fight to a degree. But you fucked that all up. Nobody did nothing to you. You fucked that all up. Right after the Cambosos fight. Yeah, and I want to let everybody know that I'm a free agent. Bro, who you thought was going to sign you, did he? Who you thought was going to sign you? Yeah, I want to let everybody know that I'm a free agent. And okay. That's like you go to a Pilates class and all the cute moms and shit, they there, they pussy sweating, they feeling good. Motherfucker come in, I want to let y'all know I'm single. And it was like that, like, oh, okay. Okay. That's good. Good for you, bro. You a free agent? That's awesome. Congratulations, dumb motherfucker. That's a dumb motherfucker. But go ahead, bro. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers do dumb shit all the time. I said it in a video I did. Today's hot topic is tomorrow's yesterday's news. Here today, gone tomorrow. So were Oscar and Golden Boy? Well, they trying to work it out, bro. If you go to Dan Raphael's page right now, I'm probably gonna do a segment on it too. But if you go to Dan Raphael's page right now on Twitter, it seems that they're trying to work it out. That the contract is actually already up. The shit I seen, it said it's been up for 3 months. So if the contract has been up for 3 months, but y'all still got a show this weekend, you know, I guess the zone is trying to be negotiable. You know what I mean? They trying to be negotiable. They could work it out. Like I don't want to cover it here, but I do see a way that even without the Boots fight, I do see a way that they could smooth things over. I actually do. I'm not going to get into it here. I'll get into it later in the next in an episode of the relay. But there is a way that they can smooth things over. There is. Yeah, bro. That's what the shit from Dan says. That the contract been up for the last 3 months. That's not surprising either. Like they've been on the zone for years now, bro. Since what, 2018? When HBO left? They've been on the zone for a long time. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. They've been on the zone for 8 years, bro. Damn near 10 years, bro. More than that, bro. It's more than that. It's more than that, Ulysses. It's more than just that. But there is a way. There is a way. There is a way. You know? That contract had to run out at some point, like I said. People don't realize how much time has lapsed, how much time has passed. That the zone has been operating in America for a while now. You know, they've been here for a while now. 2018 was a minute ago, bro. That shit wasn't, it feels like it wasn't that long ago, but no, that shit was damn near a decade ago. Damn near. AJ is back in training. Yo, stop playing. Stop playing. My man Oluwafemi. That dude make me proud to be Nigerian. It made me feel strong. Chan got some nice ass titties. I don't know why that shit just popped in my head, but they did. Chan got some nice ass titties. Mm, 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 mm. But yeah. Shout out to my man Johnny Blaze. It's my boy. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's been they've been here a while. A lot of time has actually passed. It doesn't feel like it doesn't feel like it's been that long, but no, HBO leaving boxing? It's been a while. Think about it. It's already been 2 years since Showtime left. It's already been 2 years. Already. You know? Time flies, man. Emma, if I were to audit it personally, if I were to audit their content offerings so far, it's been abysmal. It's been abysmal. A lot of the big time stuff, the really good stuff that's been on the zone has been through Matchroom. Whether it's AJ stuff, Canelo stuff, B-Vol stuff, and generally Eddie shows. It's just like what's the franchise? Matchroom more than Golden Boy? Golden Boy has one golden goose. One, right? I'm talking about not ability, but marketability. They got one guy, man, and that's Ryan. They got one guy, Ryan. That's it. Or let me rephrase that. Not what they will have, but what they have had. Cause y'all lost Canelo over 5 years ago. I know it don't feel like it's been that long, but Brody, they haven't had Canelo since the pandemic. And the pandemic was 5 years ago. They haven't had a robust offering for the platform in a very long time. Very long time. I know it don't feel like it's been that long, but yeah, like Canelo has not, you haven't had that ace in the hole in a while. In a while, y'all haven't had him. So what have you had? You had Ryan, and Ryan didn't. Ryan, while he was always very popular on social media, it's hard to say he's a big money maker. It's very hard to say that. What fight on the zone did he have that was a huge money maker? Think about it, Emma. Emma, think about it. What fight did he have on the zone that was like? And we can't say Javante. You know why I don't say Javante? Y'all had to share that. You had to share that with Showtime. Whatever that made, y'all didn't get all of that. So I don't even count that shit. And Javante was the A side. That's the other thing. So what fight did Ryan have on the DAZN platform, DAZN specifically, that was a big deal? I would have said Devin, but that fight underperformed. Oscar said that. That fight underperformed. Top Rank playing around. Yeah, I would love for them to go to DAZN, bro. I would love for them to go to DAZN. That would be ideal. You could get Matchroom, Queensbury, Top Rank. Oh my God, that would be ideal.
I don't want to be with Eddie Hearn. He parks too close to my house. I want to watch old Vasil Lomachenko fights. Let me get my brownies.
Shout out to Virtuoso. Jules, you heard box? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I talked about it earlier. I guess Ben Shalom hasn't learned from his American counterparts, Al Heyman. That I thought about it, Virtuoso. That has to be for Chris Eubank Jr. Who the fuck on Boxer needs to be on pay-per-view? Jamie TKV? Frazier Clark? I don't even know if they got CBS. I don't even know if they got him anymore. That got to be for Chris Eubank Jr. Or sort of like an empty promise that, look, we don't got a lot of money, but we got pay-per-view functionality. We have that.
Ben Shalom is a fucking idiot. He doesn't know what he's doing. I may not like Eddie Hearn, but he's smarter than that guy.
Yo, Ellerby just fucking evaporated from boxing. He just like, I don't feel so good, Mr. Starks. I don't want to go. I don't want to go. I don't feel so good, Mr. Starks. You know what I'm saying? He just evaporated. I don't feel so good, Mr. Heyman. Beard turns white and shit. He started wearing sweatsuits instead of the zoot suits and like the suits. He started wearing sweatsuits everywhere and shit. He's not in boxing anymore, man. He's not in boxing anymore. How could he be? Doing what? The ones who run PBC now are Louis DeCubas, Tom Brown, Al Heyman tenuously. He's a fart in the wind now, bro. Ellerby is just a fart in the wind now. Don't feel so good, Mr. Starks.
Leonard Ellerby is a fucking idiot. He ran Mayweather Promotions into the ground like Marvin Hagler.
You know what I mean? I remember when Turkey wanted to make Hearn. Yo, that would have been a great fight, man. I would have picked Eddie to win that fight. Y'all know Eddie used to box, right? Eddie used to box when he was a kid, man. He used to fight. He's a big guy. Eddie about 6'4". About 6'4". Speaking of Eddie, I heard that Scott Nicholson moved to Dubai, baby. Scott Nicholson. She moved to Dubai, baby. I think she was living in London before that. She's like me, though. I could tell that she's like me. She love hot weather. I love hot weather, man. I love that shit. I don't like cold weather, man. I don't like that shit. Even though I was born in a cold month, I don't like that shit. Some way we don't hear about Stefan Espinoza. Yeah, he's out. He's out of it, Emma. He's out of it. He shot himself in the foot. There's not a place for him in today's boxing landscape. There's nothing for him to do. Your role as Showtime was to make sure that they're putting together good fights. That was your job. You were there to look out for Showtime. You ended up looking out for the PBC. And then you ended up out the fucking door. Like I said. Shit ain't complicated, man. It is not complicated. Yeah, I love hot weather, man. I love hot weather. Going to the pool, letting my dick air out and shit. I love it. No, I ain't no motherfucking liberal. Fuck is you talking about? Liberals don't like hot weather. They set their room temperature to socialism. They like Soviet Russia. He announced his non-compete was up like anyone would. Yeah. Who the fuck would want to work with him? On what? Oh, so you could come over here and do over here what you did on Showtime? That's what you gonna do? You gonna come over here and do what you was doing? Yeah, we good over here, bro. We good. I don't want yo, listen, man. I ain't fucking with that Mom Donnie, bro. I ain't fucking with all that. Okay? I ain't with that shit. So did he start opening up them Soviet bodegas yet? Virtuoso, let me know if he opened up the Soviet bodegas. You go into the bodega. Yes, I am Yuri. I got your cheap chopped cheese. You come. I am Yuri. I cut chopped cheese for you. Spasiba. Privyet. You just gonna see mad Russian motherfuckers wearing gray sweaters. New York not gonna look like New York no more. It's gonna look like District 11 in the Hunger Games. It's gonna look like. Remember when Rue got shot? When Rue died in the shit? It's gonna be District 11. You know what I mean? Damn, Jennifer Lawrence has some beautiful fucking titties, man. Whoever get the fuck her is very lucky. Yeah, they gonna have Soviet bodegas. They're gonna have Soviet chicken spots. Instead of Kennedy's, it's not gonna be Kennedy's. It's gonna be it's gonna be it's gonna be some Russian shit. Ain't gonna be no Kennedy's, no Caporal, no Crown Fried. It's just gonna be Russian shit. Virtuoso gonna eat that shit every day. Shout out to Virtuoso. He gonna be in there eating Russian chicken, bro. What does Russian food taste like? Yeah, bro. I decided I'm gonna do these the days I go to the gym, the weekdays I go to the gym. I decided I'm gonna do these. So that's 3 days in a weekday. I go to the gym. I go to the gym 4 days a week, one weekend day and 3 in a weekday. And I decided I'm gonna bring back the afternoon talks for the weekdays. You know? But yeah, yo, Virtuoso gonna be over there eating Russian chicken and shit. Gonna be eating borscht. He gonna wash that shit down with a tall glass of vodka. I can't imagine living in New York right now. That's a good idea. You attract overseas. Yeah, that's exactly why, Sophie. That's exactly why. This was the time that I would normally talk to a lot of the British boxing fans and the Irish boxing fans. This was the time I would normally get to interact with them. And I miss them. And they miss me. So I gotta go live. I gotta do it for them. I gotta do it for them, you know. But yeah, yo. Virtuoso gonna be over there eating fucking Russian chicken and shit. Everybody gonna look like they from Dagestan. Everybody gonna look like Artur better be in 10 years. New York gonna be like a different planet, bro. Like Planet of the Grapes, bro. Mamdani about to fuck that shit up. Like, what happened to New York? It all started with Mamdani. He said he was gonna make Soviet bodegas. And then yo, the shit, you know what I mean? Shit got fucked up. 9:30 a.m. Rachel, where you at? See, Rachel, you on the other side of the world. That's you know what I mean? Right here. What time is it? Right here. It's 12:28 over here, Rachel. It's 12:28 over here. I think it's 4 o'clock in the UK. It's 4 o'clock in the UK. So you must be either in Australia. You like you really far away. I know that. You really far away. You in Vegas. Vegas. Oh, right. I forgot Vegas is, but yeah, Vegas is a couple of hours behind. I forget about that. Always forget that California and Vegas is behind us in time. I always think we behind everybody else. I love UK. I love UK. I changed it. It's supposed to be I love LA. Y'all know that song? I love LA. I changed it to UK. I love UK. Blame the blind minds. Yo, for real. I'm never gonna understand that, Sophie. I don't want to get into the political thing, but I am never, ever gonna I lived in New York when understand, I saw the towers fall. I went to Borough Manhattan Community College, which was just a few blocks away from the towers. I watched the first one fall. So to see now that they voted for a dude like that, I'm like, yo, I don't know what's going on. I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't get it. I called country. He said he gonna let me stay in his apartment under the bed. I'm gonna move over there in 2 weeks. I'm gonna move under the bed, eat all his snacks and shit. New York is compromised, Sophie. We can't go back. We can't. It's never gonna be the same now. I love UK. I would go to the UK, but Keir Starmer fucking that shit up. Keir Starmer fucking that motherfucking shit up. He locking motherfuckers up and arresting motherfuckers for tweets. And they got the nerve to call us. They got the nerve to call the Cheeto man a dictator. My people in the UK are literally getting arrested for tweets. Tweets. Y'all know what a dictator is. Motherfucker say some shit in the UK, he'll get locked up for some shit he said on Facebook. That's a dictator. I love UK. Well, leaving for camp soon, and I'll be. Oh, I dig it. I dig it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, yo, New York is gone, bro. It's compromised. Never gonna be the same. I gotta download that song. I love that fucking song. I ain't even from LA. What's that song, country? Well, Barely, well, barely. I love LA. I'ma download that shit as soon as I get off this shit. I love that song. Always wanted to go to LA. Then I seen what Gavin Newsom was doing. Like, fuck that shit. It feel like that dude been governor for 20 years, bro. Jules, they talking about trying to extradite people from America that make negative comment. Yo, I would love, yo, extradite me over there, bro. I'ma come out the plane with my dick out. Australius, get him! Destroy him! Swing my dick at their ass like a laser. The 90-year-old veteran in a wheelchair got arrested for holding a sign against Stalmer. The rage this caused, yeah, I'm telling you, Sophie, like, it's like a dystopian future. And it's not made up. Like, it's not made up. In the UK, for something that you post on social media, what you could normally post in the United States, an opinion, you can't post that in the UK. They will lock your ass up. They will lock you up for that shit, for some shit you said. Like, man, fuck that shit. That's why for the land of the free and the home of the Braves. The Atlanta Braves, baby. I always wanted to go to the UK, man. I always wanted to eat a British girl out, too. They accents, oh my God. Fucking accents. I can't do that now. Keir Starmer, bro. He gonna fuck it up. He gonna try to arrest me for what I said on Twitter. Get him. Destroy him. It is Julius. Destroy him. Go in there with swords and shit. Shing, shing, like Highlander. I can't go now. They gonna fuck me up. What it do, MW? Yo, man, I can't go. They gonna beat my ass. I gotta stay here now. You know what I mean? I always wanted to go over there because it's a beautiful country. It got beautiful history. You know what I mean? Can't go now. You could. I don't want Bonnie yo, get out of you. I would still fuck that bitch though. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. If Bonnie Blue was like, look, dog, if Bonnie Blue wanted to suck my dick, like no, stop. Like, nah, you can suck my dick. It's okay. It's okay. Everybody's gonna be okay. I wouldn't fuck though. Like, I wouldn't want to fuck. Like, nah, what am I gonna get out of that? I don't want to fuck that bitch. I'm good. Get a blowjob. Come through with no prob. Make it throat dog. Because the best job is a blowjob. And the stats you could tell is dope. I'm the one that jolt in to get the velvet rope. Pierce your clit. Might be aware of it. I do work. My dick do hurt. Swing your tongue. Come swirl at me. Bonnie Blue, baby. It's real shit, yo. But Sham, I always wanted to go over there. Too bad. Like, man, I don't see that in the cards. That dude is ruining the UK, bro. That dude is ruining the UK. I hope Nigel Farage win, but I don't know when their elections are. I don't like when are they gonna when are they up for a new prime minister? Like, when is that? Like, what, 3 years from now, 4 years from now? Fucking Keir Starmer, man. Who voted for that fucking dickhead? Extradite me, Keir, so I call you a dickhead to your face. You a dickhead, bro. You a traitor. Fuck you. Let me stop talking shit, because he probably gonna do it. Get him! Motherfucking British motherfucker start paragliding into my house. Put your hands up, you cunt! Arms in the air, you cunt! Shout out to J Money. And all them boxes you talk shit, yo, for real, they all gonna be waiting for me. John Fury gonna be waiting for me. No more elections. Yeah, for real. It's sad, man. It's so sad, bro. I mean, I really hope that it's not too late for them. They got a beautiful country, man. Beautiful culture. You know, I don't want to see them go away. I like them. Like when Apollo and Rocky was arguing, I don't want to change. I like who I am.
Well, I like who you are too, Apollo, but look at that. That's not us up there no more. Can't do that the way we did it before. We're changing. We're like turning into regular people.
No, maybe you think you changed, but you can't change. That's my movie. I'm probably gonna watch that shit when I get off of here. Where's that from? What scene is that, y'all? What scene was that? What the fuck would Clarissa Shields be doing over there, bro? If anything, I'd be getting away from Clarissa if I go over there. Shit is crazy. Well, on that note, we gonna wrap up the afternoon talks, y'all. I'm gonna take a nap. I see y'all on the next one.